Stars, visitors, questions without end, and learning to stay grounded while looking up. God bless. The wizard sat quietly Monday morning. The porch was still. Coffee cooling beside him. Blood pressure cuff nearby. Mind moving through decades of memory like a radio slowly tuning across frequencies. Some clear. Some distorted. Some beautiful. Some frightening. The sailors. The wizard remembered childhood. The nighttime visitors. Shapes and presences that sometimes terrified him, and sometimes felt strangely familiar. His mother had once believed they called themselves the sailors. As a child he imagined ordinary sailors crossing oceans. But later he wondered. Perhaps they traveled different seas entirely. The sea of consciousness. The sea of stars. The sea between worlds. Or perhaps they were childhood dreams attempting to explain emotions and perceptions too large for a young nervous system. The wizard no longer insisted on certainty. Only honesty about experience. The astronomy years his father introduced him to the stars. Telescopes. Binoculars. Cold nights looking upward. Comets crossing the heavens. Books about astronomy, science fiction, and distant civilizations arriving from his mother. The wizard became fascinated by the enormousness of existence. And once that doorway opens in a child, it rarely closes again. 5. The dream of space. Then came the recurring dream. Always the same. The wizard as a child floating endlessly in space wearing a suit. Spinning slowly. Sending distress signals. No answer returning. Again and again for years. The dream frightened him deeply. Later in life he wondered whether it symbolized isolation, fear of abandonment, cosmic loneliness, or simply a sensitive imagination processing existential questions early. Whatever its origin, the feeling stayed with him. The sightings. As years passed, the wizard encountered events he struggled to explain. Lights. Craft. Unusual movements. The dogfight incident involving Spanish aircraft during his Air Force years. A triangular object over Turkey. Stories from others. Rumors. Whispers. Claims. Disinformation. Possible truths hidden inside impossible narratives. He became neither blind believer nor complete dismissive skeptic. Instead he became something more exhausting, a seeker. The information flood the wizard consumed enormous amounts of material across decades. UFO reports, parapsychology, exopolitics, remote viewing, pyramids, automatic writing, consciousness studies, disclosure movements, spiritual teachings, military rumors, whistleblower stories. Some seemed insightful. Some likely false. Some impossible to verify. And some strangely persistent across unrelated sources. Seth and automatic writing. During his studies, the wizard experimented with automatic writing. A presence or symbolic intelligence calling itself Seth appeared repeatedly through the process. Was it subconscious cognition? Archetypal intelligence? Imagination? Deeper consciousness? Spiritual contact? The wizard could not prove it objectively. But the experience felt meaningful enough to continue exploring carefully. The pyramid years. At one point the wizard even lived inside a pyramid structure built in a garage space near the beach. Meditation intensified. Dreams became vivid. Coincidences multiplied. The wizard met strange and fascinating people during that period. Some grounded. Some very much not grounded. Learning the difference became an important survival skill. The aircraft dream. Eventually, the wizard attempted to build experimental frameworks inspired partly by impressions and ideas received during sightings and dreams. He rented a hangar in Gainesville, worked on concepts, sketched propulsion ideas. The airport authorities eventually became uncomfortable and ended the lease peacefully. The wizard laughed later, remembering it. Apparently, experimental anti-gravity projects create paperwork concerns. The disclosure world. Years later came involvement with disclosure communities. Stephen Greer Michael Salla conferences, researchers, contactees, whistleblowers, strange stories, super soldier claims, time travel rumors. The wizard noticed something troubling. The field attracted both sincere seekers and deeply unstable personalities. Sometimes both existed inside the same person. The heavy energy. The 2025 conference especially disturbed him. Black helicopters, paranoia, rumors of infiltrators, stories of poisoning, psychotronic attacks, disruption, fear. The wizard saw how prolonged exposure to uncertainty and conspiratorial thinking could damage nervous systems already stretched thin. Some people lost grounding entirely. And yet, within all the noise there also remained sincere human longing. The desire to know whether humanity was alone. The cost of the search. The wizard realized something painful. Seeking hidden truth without emotional balance can become dangerous. Not merely politically, psychologically, spiritually, physically. The nervous system can overload. Fear patterns can spiral. Hypervigilance becomes exhausting. Monday morning reality, which brought him back to the present moment. Front porch. Blood pressure elevated. Skin irritated from healing experiments. Heart rate higher than usual. Stress accumulated across years of searching, building, worrying, hoping, and trying to help others. The wizard finally admitted quietly, even seekers require rest. The grounding principle. He realized something profoundly important. No matter how strange the universe becomes, basic grounding still matters. Sleep, hydration, medical care, calm nervous systems, supportive relationships, balanced thinking, practical routines. Without grounding, the search itself can consume people. The middle path. The wizard no longer wished to live at either extreme. Not blind belief. Not blind dismissal. Instead, curiosity balanced by discernment. Wonder balanced by health. Exploration balanced by compassion. Mystery balanced by practical living. Final entry. The wizard opened his notebook slowly and wrote, "The stars awakened my curiosity, but life taught me the importance of remaining grounded while looking upward." Then added, "Not every mystery must be solved immediately to have value." And finally, perhaps the true signal is not fear, paranoia, or obsession, but the quiet impulse to seek truth while remaining compassionate, functional. Global Robotics Corporation. Robert Coley.